In this podcast episode for Future Focus Media, we delve into the deep and complex nature of the spiritual entity known as Abaddon, also referred to as the Destroyer. For those seeking a greater understanding of this fearsome and enigmatic figure, I will guide you through his origins, role in the celestial hierarchy, and the spiritual powers he wields. Abaddon's story begins within the framework of Judeo-Christian traditions, where his name is linked to the Hebrew word abad, meaning to destroy or destruction. He is first mentioned in the Old Testament, where he is referred to as a place or realm, notably in Job 26 verse 6 and Proverbs 15 verse 11, symbolizing the grave or the depths of destruction. However, as theological interpretations evolve, Abaddon transformed from a mere representation of a place to a powerful angelic being, a keeper of death and destruction. In the book of Revelation, Revelation 9 verse 11, Abaddon is presented as the king of the bottomless pit, leading an army of locusts to torment those who do not have the seal of God on their foreheads during the end times. His Greek name, Apollyon, similarly means destroyer. These descriptions place Abaddon among the most fearsome figures associated with divine wrath and punishment. Though often referred to as an angel of death, Abaddon's role is distinct from that of other death angels like Azrael. His mission is not just to guide souls to the afterlife, but to embody annihilation itself. He brings destruction to realms and beings, shattering the material and spiritual worlds alike. While Abaddon is sometimes viewed as an angel who carries out God's will, there is a strand of esoteric and apocryphal tradition that considers him a fallen angel. This interpretation posits that Abaddon, in his pursuit of ultimate power and his fixation on destruction, rebelled against the divine order. Like Lucifer, Abaddon's fall is marked by his desire to transcend his original purpose. Once a being of light, tasked with maintaining balance between life and death, Abaddon became consumed with the idea of obliteration, no longer content to act under divine authority. His fall brought him to rule the abyss, a realm of endless torment, where his power grew unchecked. This abyss is not only a physical space, but also a metaphor for spiritual void, a place where lost souls wander, trapped between annihilation and eternal suffering. Encountering Abaddon, as many mystics and spiritual practitioners will attest, is to face a force beyond simple human comprehension. His powers are deeply tied to destruction in its most profound sense, but this destruction is not always negative. To understand the spiritual powers of Abaddon, one must recognize the duality of his nature. While his destructive energy can decimate and end, it also holds the key to transformation and renewal. Lord of the Abyss, Abaddon reigns over the abyss, a place where creation dissolves into chaos. His dominion is over both the physical and metaphysical realms, giving him power to manipulate time, space, and the very fabric of reality. Bringer of the end times, in apocalyptic visions, Abaddon unleashes plagues and suffering upon humanity. His army of locusts is said to have the power to torment the living, emphasizing his connection to judgment and divine wrath. In esoteric traditions, invoking Abaddon is said to bring visions of the end times, offering a glimpse into the cyclical nature of creation and destruction. Master of soul dissolution. Unlike the traditional angel of death, whose task is to shepherd souls into the afterlife, Abaddon has the power to dissolve souls. In encounters with him, it is said that he can break down the spiritual essence of a person, leaving nothing but a void. This process is not mere physical death, but a complete obliteration of one's essence, a state feared by many mystics. Agent of Purification. Despite his fearsome reputation, there are spiritual traditions that regard Abaddon as a necessary force for purification. His destruction clears the path for renewal. As a spiritual guide, he teaches that destruction is not always evil, but can be a purging fire that leads to enlightenment, making way for new growth. Speaking as someone who has encountered Abaddon in spiritual practice, I can attest to the overwhelming nature of his presence. He is not an entity one can summon lightly. The energy he carries is heavy, suffocating even, like standing on the edge of a chasm where time ceases to exist. In his presence, there is a profound silence, one that echoes with the weight of eternity and destruction. When encountering Abaddon, one is forced to confront their deepest fears, particularly the fear of non-existence. Yet, within that fear lies the potential for awakening. Abaddon teaches that to transcend, one must first understand the impermanence of everything. What is terrifying about him is also what makes him a profound teacher in the realms of spiritual transformation. Abaddon in modern spirituality. In today's spiritual practices, especially in occult circles, Abaddon's image has become more prominent. He is invoked not just as an angel of destruction, but as a symbol of radical change and personal transformation. Many modern practitioners work with him when they are seeking to break old patterns or experience a profound spiritual death and rebirth. The key to understanding Abaddon lies in recognizing his role as the destroyer is not solely about endings, but about the potential that comes with new beginnings. His presence signals the end of an old cycle, the collapse of old structures, and the preparation for the emergence of something new. For those who dare to look beyond the veil, Abaddon offers lessons that challenge our understanding of death, destruction, and transformation. Abaddon, the fallen angel of death, has a storied history intertwined with destruction, but his power goes far beyond mere devastation. He represents the power of endings and beginnings, and encountering him is to face the ultimate truth of existence, that nothing is permanent, and in destruction, there is always the seed of renewal. For those interested in exploring these ideas further, stay tuned for more deep dives into spiritual and esoteric traditions on future Focus Media.